Okay.
Yeah.
Right, Lauren, as an undergraduate student, what were your views on the importance of CV writing?
Well, when I was sitting, when you guys were sitting, I didn't think that my CV was as important. The thing that we want to do most now is pass this year and get that BCom certificate, right? But it is actually extremely important. So as an undergrad student, you don't focus on, gosh, I actually need employment after this course, after this degree, you know? And we tend to just be thinking on, like Mr. Middleton mentioned earlier, the BCom degree. Yes, you have the certificate, but where's the job going to come from? It's not going to fall from the sky. And as soon as we can see the importance of CV writing and getting involved in our CV, it kind of forces us to start that job search so much earlier than 2 nights before a particular application closes in your 3rd year.
When you were second year, did you think about those things that you're saying now?
Definitely not. I probably still had those CVs that we had to do for ALO at high school. That was probably my last CV when I was sitting right here.
Right. Lauren is now an intern in our office, and the first task that we gave to her was to revamp her CV. Now remember, this is a master's student, and we said, revamp your CV, and she looked at us and said, but there's a CV, I applied, and I went through the process, and we said, that CV hardly will get you a job. So we asked Lauren to share some of her experiences about revamping her CV.
Well, like many of you also, I thought that, hey, there's absolutely nothing wrong with my CV. It's giving you all the information that you need. And I'm assuming that if I got this job, the CV looked kind of okay-ish. Definitely not. Number one, I actually used a template thinking that, hey, easy, quick fix to this big problem of writing up a CV. I can just slot in all my information where they say I need to. And when Mr. M actually told me, hey, you need to revamp your CV, that was the first time you actually look at it critically, right? And I saw that, hey, some things were actually in the wrong order. I was numbering and bulleting things that I absolutely didn't need to. Also, I was providing lots of irrelevant information. I was wasting lots of lines and spaces and doing things on separate pages, and that I could only see after someone else actually pointed it out for me. We can look at our essays and our assignments 5 times and not pick up the same spelling mistake, and that's with the CV revamping as well.
When I had asked you, how long did you take to revamp the CV?
It took about 5 days and 5 drafts later. So every time I handed in, I was like, oh, this is the last one now. And definitely not. There was either double spacing somewhere, main heading wasn't consistent with another main heading, spelling mistakes here and there. There's always something to be fixed.
And what is your views about using CV templates?
Well, like I said, I thought originally, undergrad, that the CV template is a quick fix. That night before the applications are due, you have no CV, and you just quickly get a template online, and that's the answer. Definitely not. It doesn't provide the information as we would need the information. It's not often an easy read. Some of them have many adjectives even on the side of the page. Why would the reader want to turn the page and read random adjectives just stuck there, you know? And also with reviewing your guys' CVs, you think that, oh, you only like this particular template. But gosh, there was actually 2 sets of you that had the same templates when handing in your CVs now. I'm just going to remember. It's the little one with the orange border on the side. And who would have thought that another person out of 300 and something of you would have the same CV? And immediately that just creates the wrong impression that this person doesn't really care much. They took the easy way out and just thought that a template would solve everything. So definitely no templates.
You've been working in the internship position for about 7 months now. The things that you've picked up, what would you be able to tell the class? What would you have done differently had you to start again?
I would have definitely made use of the career service. I hope that some of you, or all of you at least, know where we are based. You do know where the Office for Student Development is? We hope so. So I would have definitely made use of the Office for Student Development, and in particular our career service. Why? Because then I would have known that the template is a big no-no. I would have definitely jumped into the job search way faster, because having this connection with these people that actually want you to find employment after receiving that BCom degree is so important, because they actually get you on the bandwagon to finding that job. I would have also then made use of our CV manual and have known that I shouldn't be numbering and bulleting certain things that I was. I would have also made use of the letter of motivation tips, also available at our office, to definitely help me with the layout and the business format of the letter of motivation, and also help me further improve my paragraph structure with the letter of motivation. I think visiting the career service office would also have kind of pushed me to be more active at the university. Sometimes, well, most of us just come here to do the work and then we have lunch and we go home. There's actually so much co-curricular activities, leadership programs that we can actually be involved in that actually just boosts your CV and helps it to definitely stand out from the rest.
If I try and recall how your first CV looked when you started this journey in February, and you mentioned it, that it was full of bullets. If those bullets were real, it would have killed that CV dead. What service is available to students to help them with their CV writing?
Like I mentioned, we have the career service office, the career service coordinator, Nazrana Parker, and myself, the intern. We have a CV manual available. So the process would kind of follow that. You purchase the CV manual, it's only R5, it's actually more expensive if you're copying from a friend. You purchase the CV manual, you read through it, you make the necessary adjustments yourself to your CV, and then you're welcome to hand in your first, second, and third draft to us, where Nazrana or myself will review your CV, make the necessary recommendations and considerations, and you fix it every time. So draft in, draft out, and we try and get to that 99% correct looking CV.
All right. Do any of you have any questions for Lauren? Okay. Okay, go ahead.
How will you tell that you lied on the CV?
How will they?
How will they tell if you wrong information?
Somewhere something will catch you up, whether it's a date or you're not really listing the gist of the duties or the skills developed. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that, hey, this guy's actually too young to have done this, or the times aren't correct and they aren't laid out properly. Something's overlapping, and then you can definitely see whether someone's lying or not.
Okay, I think we're going to raise that issue about lying in the CV in our presentation too. I think the bottom line is do not lie. If you read the newspapers of the past 12 months, you will see how many people have been caught out later on in their working life for lying in their CV or even their qualifications.
I have a question with regards to, if you're a person that's quite involved in a lot of things, right? So you know you're going to have quite a lot of references and things like that. When it comes to 1-page and 2-page CVs, now how do you kind of sift through everything that you've done, to see which one best fits, which one you could put in as one of your, I don't know how to put it, but one of the things that you've done, basically.
We advocate, I'm sure the lecturer might have said to you, you must compile a CV. We say no, you don't compile one CV, you need to compile 3 CVs. Your comprehensive, your 2-pager, and your 1-pager. Your comprehensive is something where everything goes in and you keep it updated, right? So that's your comprehensive textbook, so to speak. The 2-pager and the 1-pager, more and more employers are asking for 2 and 1 pages, simply because they don't have the time to go through a 3 and 4-page CV. And writing a 1-pager, as you would know, is quite a bit difficult as compared to writing a 4 or 5 pages assignment. So from your comprehensive CV, you'll reduce it to a 2-pager, and from that 2-pager, a 1-pager. I think the one key to trying to get that right or appropriate is ask yourself, what is being asked in that specific job ad? For example, if they are looking at critical thinking skills, and you've done a whole host of academic, co-curricular and extramural activities where you've developed various skills. For the one-pager, you'll just pull out those that assisted you in developing those critical skills, because that is how they're going to make that judgment in 20 seconds, should I read your CV further. So that is just sort of one guideline on that. Okay, let's cut the TV now. We're going to go into giving you some guidelines in the various sections, and then some feedback on the various sections as it was in your particular CVs. And at the end, we'll still take some questions and answers. Right.